Welcome to Dope a Joke. We're back, y'all. I know it's been a minute, and we said on the last segment that we were going to be doing better and we were going to be coming back.
Yes.
And we're sorry. That's all we can say. We're not sorry. We'll apologize because we're not sorry. We have a guest, as you can notice. It's Miss Pamela Smith, our auntie. We call her Pamela. Yeah, very country.
Yeah.
She's sitting in with us, and you do see that we are missing one of our co-hosts. She's out ill right now, and she will be back, and she's sending her love. We're gonna be starting out with some different things and bringing some new flavor, and we're trying to do a better job for y'all. And today, Constance?
So, Jokers, in other news, we're going to kick off this podcast with Marathon, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, definitely. And not even I'm not going to get on the bandwagon like I was one of Nipsey's. I can sing his songs word for word because I wasn't. His album that he released, I was aware, and I think I even released it on one of our podcasts, talked about his victory lap. And I didn't know him as an artist. However, I think he was a great activist. I think he did a lot for the community. I know you guys have heard probably up to your necks with stuff that he's done. What I think is really great about this is that the last time we've had a funeral at the Staples Center, it was Michael Jackson.
Oh, it was him?
Yeah, it was Michael Jackson. And so, with Nipsey Hussle, he was only 33.
Yeah.
And for him to live so short of a time and, be able to have this big name and these big shoes and big, great things that he's done for the community and different people, I thought that was amazing. You got the King of Pop, and then you have Nipsey Hussle. And, what a way to just really go out and have all these good people say great things about you.
And like she said, I never heard of him until he died, which is sad. But I know we said on previous shows how it's sad that when somebody died, that's when they get hot, famous, and that's when people show you they love. Once you die, even if you're not famous, once you die, that's when people all on your Facebook page, all at your mama house, and they're like, oh, I loved her, I really liked her, and they're like, who are you? Where did you come from? But it's sad that he had to pass, and he was such a great voice in his community. And I like the fact that how they say he stayed where he came from.
Oh, yeah.
And they were saying how it's such a big thing when you get money, and people normally in that area leave and move to LA or Malibu and all of these high class places. But he stayed there. He developed businesses, and he opened up places for the kids to come in. And he was trying to stop gun violence and gang violence. And he died at the hands of the same thing he was trying to stop. And it's those conspiracy theorists out there that say, I don't know if you ever heard of Dr. Sebi, that was doing a study on curing AIDS and cancer, and he was murdered because of all of that. And Nipsey was doing a documentary about this man, and that he got murdered. So it's some conspiracy theorists that say they made it look like a gang thing, but it was good, conspiracy. But he had such. I think that the thing was, so many people had so many great things, but what are they going to do now that he's gone is my thing. Like, what do you do after somebody left a legacy like that? And it's sad because, you leave a great legacy and people saying positive things, but are they going to take that positivity and follow on with it and move on with it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who will pick up the torch and keep going?
Right.
With it?
But I think multiple people are going to have to pick up the torch because he did so much.
Right.
He was into computers. His brother at the funeral told this thing. He told a testimonial about his brother. He was saying Nipsey was the youngest of them two, and Nipsey grandfather bought them a computer. They destroyed it, right, as kids. So Nipsey started coming home with these computer parts, just one at a time. He was like, man, what you doing? You need to clean up. He's the big brother, so you need to clean up the room. Why are you cleaning? He's like, I'm going to build a computer.
Wow.
You're like, no, you're not going to build a computer. You can't build a computer.
Yeah.
Short thing, a month later, he built a computer.
Wow.
So all his family came. He was always reading. Nipsey Hussle always had a book in his hand. Sure thing, his family came around looking at the computer, but he was always trying to be better.
Wow.
So I think, and people compare his death to Tupac and Biggie. Those guys were rappers, and they took something to the hip hop community as far as music go. But this guy was uniting people. So this guy was like to me, it was like a Malcolm X, Dark Martin Luther King, plus a rapper died.
Right.
You know, and then not only that, but his first album, because he had like a plethora, you knew that was going to come up, a plethora of mixtapes. This was his first album. He entitled it Victory Lap.
Wow.
And he was Grammy nominated. So what a way to go out. So
when I heard about his story too, one of the things that got me was it took me back to Master P days, because they were saying that back in the day when he first started, he did mixtapes, and him and his brother sold them out the trunk of their car.
Yeah, they did.
At the same spot that he bought.
Yep.
That location he bought. So I thought about Master P from back in the day, because that's how Master P started too, selling out of the trunk of his car. And you know, Master P, even though his name didn't come up in it, but he did do a lot for his community too, and gave back. But that's big ups to a 33-year-old that had that much wisdom to know to give back, you know, and knew to do stuff in your community to try to change and bring a difference to the community, even though, you know, his life is gone. But my thing is, once somebody leave like that and they leave such an imprint and a legacy, somebody take the torch and follow it for the good. And that's what a lot of radio stations I've been listening said, that it inspired them to do more in their communities.
Yeah, I started thinking about I really did.
I agree with you, Constance, because I think it takes really more than one person. You know? It takes us as a community, us as a village, you know, to keep that legacy going and to help our communities. And because that's what's happening, it takes, as they say that adage, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a community, and when your community is all on board and helping, and that's when you can succeed. So it is 100%. I totally agree with you. It's going to take everybody, and if everybody wants to celebrate his life, the thing to do is to go ahead and jump in and help out.
Yeah, right. And one of the things, and I don't want to keep talking about Nipsey Hussle, but one of the things I do want to bring up was Snoop Dogg spoke at his funeral, and one of the things that he said was just mind-boggling to me is that Nipsey kept telling him, "Hey, you need to build a theme park. You need to build a theme park." Did y'all hear the story? And he was like, he couldn't get it. He was like, "Nephew, you gotta explain this to me. Like, I don't understand. A theme park? Me, Snoop Dogg?" And he was like, "Yeah, you need a theme park." But just a synopsis of that whole thing, taking word. He was talking about building a community. Nipsey Hussle built his own community. His theme park was Crenshaw. That whole avenue with Marathon, his store. The different restaurants and stuff that he's got in his little, he built his own little park. So I just think about when we see different things. When you say theme park, you thinking about Disney or Disneyland or something like that. And he was talking about his theme park, his legacy of who he was. The community reflected him. So I just thought, like, everything about his funeral, what a way to go out. Like, so rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I hope we as a community, we as a people, I really hope that we could do more. It was amazing to see the Bloods and the Crips unite. I've never seen nothing like that in my 21 years of living. But the Bloods and Crips.
I was just thinking,
you got to think about that. Yeah, but the Bloods and Crips was actually holding hands, walking, bandana to bandana walking. You never seen nothing like that. You never heard rappers talk about that. So big up to Nipsey. You got anything else to say about Nipsey?
No, I really don't.
Yeah,
I mean, great legacy, and I just wish, I don't know. It's so much I could say into that, but I think he did what he left behind. I hope somebody take it on and go even further and better, and just blessings to his family and prayers to his kids that they will take the torch and go further and not want to retaliate, because when things like this happen, people want to get back, revenge, and stuff like that. So people get their heads on the right, just keep it on right. Because, we were talking earlier about death and how things can take a turn for the worse.
For sure.
Instead it take a turn for the better. I mean, just anybody. You don't have to be the Nipsey Russell. It could just be you. And when people die in your family, like, what do you do with that? Do you take a turn for the worse, or you better yourself, or you get empowerment from that to see, life is short, I gotta do this? Or do you just give up? Because I think those things are so important, because death is going to happen. We're born to die.
We can't help it.
Like, you have to always, even though I know, I think my daughter was just saying, "Mama, when I die, I want a carriage and a horse." And I was like, "Don't say that." And she's like, "Why not say that?" I was like, "Because I don't want to talk about that. Like, I don't want to talk about you dying." But in reality, and this just happened today, like literally a few hours ago, But in reality, we're born to die, and we always have to have in our mindset to be prepared to, what are we leaving behind? If God allowed you to die right now, what is left for people to say about you? I think that's one of the key things, and one of the key things you can look at his life. What are people saying? I literally have not heard really negative things said about this man, you know, which I'm sure people can say, but they really stuck to the positive.
Even the LAPD, all of the police officers was sad. So, like, I've never seen nothing like this ever in my lifetime. I don't know, like, I wasn't alive when Dr. King died or anything. Said you might remember when Dr. King died.
I'm 23.
So, just to let y'all know, he definitely got Dopester of the Week. He was definitely our Dopester of the Week. So if y'all don't have nothing else to say, because we could just do a whole episode on this. We can move on to the Jokester of the Week, which I got a couple Jokesters of the Week. The Jokester of the Week, I'm going to give it to, I was just sitting here thinking about...
So you're changing your mind?
No, I'll keep it rolling.
No, but what do you think? Who do you think?
Now, you might kill me for this, and you guys might kill me for this, but if you watched the funeral, you saw Stevie Wonder perform, and it was not good for Stevie. It was not good, and it's definitely a joke of the week. It definitely, I had to do it. Yeah. So he went from the piano. Stevie Wonder is amazing. He was like Nipsey Hussle's favorite. Nipsey always said if he died, he wanted Stevie to perform at his funeral. Right. He went from the piano. Amazing performance. It's kind of pitchy, but amazing, right? Then he got on this thing that looked like a guitar and a piano. Never seen one of these things in my life. It was off pitch. Somebody should have grabbed his hands because he did not know what he was doing. Oh, wow. It was just horrible. So I just had to switch that up. We got a couple of jokesters of the week, but it was definitely Stevie. Like, Stevie, like, stick to your craft. Like, you're blessed in that avenue. Stick to it. You have nice dreads. You have a nice smile. Yeah, it was just not right. Yeah, it was not right. And whoever did that to Stevie, you're wrong.
Somebody else had to do it to him.
Because they knew he was going to do it. They did it.
And then another jokester of the week that we had was the college moms. You know, I'm just sitting there because you thinking, I really don't want to give them jokester of the week because they did what they thought they should do for their kids to bring them to another level. You know, and I really think that this been going on for centuries. Centuries. And you think about all the colleges that get these top athletic players and ballers and football players and soccer players. They had the list go on, baseball, softball. They doing stuff under. And you remember this old movie we watched years ago called Blue Chips?
Yes, I remember that with the big boys.
I think Shaq and Penny Hardaway. This when it was hot. And Mama took us to the movies to see it. And how they went to their homes and paid their parents and bought their parents cars and homes to get them to go to their college. That movie was off of real life. And these parents, you know, they knew their kids was probably not that smart. And they wanted them to have a good life and they could afford to do it. Even though it was dead wrong, I'm not agreeing with it. But it's the point of, I really don't think they really deserve jokes of the week.
Yeah, they do. Let me tell you why. Let me cut it. So listen, as a parent, I don't have kids, I got nieces and nephews, but what I know of my 21 years of living is as a parent, your job is to make and mold your kids into honest, law-abiding citizens.
What if kids didn't know?
No, listen. So the parents should have known better that this is not setting a good example for my kids to buy them into something. You can't do that. You can't do it. This lady is on a Hallmark channel. It's a God-fearing channel. I'm sure she has money.
She already has money, so that it wasn't a big deal to her. Right. But she already knew it was wrong. She knew it was a crime, and like you said, she's on Hallmark channel.
Yeah, like
you know,
who's the angel? Della Reese is the angel on there. Imagine if Della Reese did it. Is she dead?
No, she not dead.
I didn't know.
But my thing was, what if the kids didn't know? They just went to take the test and their parents didn't tell the kids.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying. So you're not setting the example. They don't even know. They thought they were smart. It's like, dang, I got into UCLA. No, I'm just saying, what if? You don't know, but even though it was dead wrong, I'm not trying to justify.
So if they didn't study for the test and they got 100.
Yeah. Did they study and then you got 100? No, they had to know.
You got a 93 and you didn't know.
I'm not studying for a chance and passed it and being shocked. And I know God did it. Literally last week.
No, but
listen, no, I wasn't a test. It was an assignment I had to do, and I did not understand it at all. And I turned in something, and that's what I called it. I was like, I turned in something because I did not know what it was. I didn't understand the project, but I turned in something. God allowed me to get it was only 15 points you could get, and God allowed me to get a 12. Wow. And when I got it back, I was like, oh, Lord, thank you, just because you did that, because I know.
Yeah, that's but you did your
I know my mama ain't paid for it.
You did your own work.
I know my mama ain't paid for it.
Well, you did your own work.
Yeah.
They didn't do their work. Somebody else did their work for them. That's the point.
Yeah, it's not right.
It's undercover. They knew about it. But the sad thing about it, it's been happening, like you said, for years. Yeah. It's been happening with athletes for years. It's been happening with regular common folks, who don't have the money, who people just walk in and you such a great athlete or such a star. Yeah. Okay, instead of just buying you some shoes, I got you. You just, I know this, that people do this all the time. So this is just like, but this is at the higher level. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you got
people getting rich.
You got money,
That was a testament. Me want to go back to school. But so my question, okay, so we gave the moms, the Massive Mom Gang Group.
And they gangs.
Cause they're a gang. We gave them Jokester of the Week, and we gave Stevie. Do you have anybody that you like to deem jokester? Somebody that did anything that you was just like, why?
No, you have to catch me. Nothing that I know of. The person that I live with is probably Jokester of the Week.
He stay there.
No, I don't have anybody.
Okay. But it's just sad that like now, like I mean, I don't know if it's sad, but it's just bad because a lot of people were saying like this is just white privilege, but. It is nothing. I mean, it is. Y'all always get,
But with white privilege, they wouldn't have got caught.
Exactly, right, and that's why I was saying. That's why I was saying that too, to say that because people were saying that though when it first happened. It was like, oh, that's not really a shocker. Yeah. It is a shocker because they actually getting prosecuted to me. Yeah. I wonder who they made mad.
Yeah.
That's what I wonder because something had to go wrong behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I think. For them to get prosecuted and for it to be, everywhere, all over news away, that's the big deal. Because I'm quite sure they're not the only ones, but they're the ones who got caught.
And I know it's more moms out there. Most people, more people.
But it's not going to stop is this thing. This thing is they're going to get more safer. Yeah. It's safe words. Meet me at this block, not that block. No text. Don't text me about it. Like, they're going to get smarter about it this time, I think.
Yeah, they won't start cheating. Cheating been around for years.
Oh, yeah, cheating never going on.
Yeah, so
and that's why they acting like they're the creator of cheating. Like, these people literally just was born, like, in the 60s. And maybe the late 50s, but, like, they're not the creator.
They're not the creator.
But they're the ones that's getting tossed to the, somebody got to be an example, and I guess it's them.
Yeah.
It's their season.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
It's just their valley moment.
Yep. I think it's great news. I think it's great. I sipped my coffee to a little piece of this morning, listening to Trevor Noah, podcast. I didn't know much about it, but then the more we talked about it, I was like, okay, I understand. So going right into in other news, Kim Kardashian, who is now going to be a lawyer. So let me explain that. Cindy. Auntie Pam.
Let's
explain this.
They said that it's where in certain states, they have it where you don't have to go to college to be certain things.
She's going to do an apprentice.
Be an apprentice to a lawyer. And you can do this and study them and follow behind them. And then you can take the boards. And you can become the bar exam for the lawyer, bar exam. And then she could become a lawyer. And like, okay, when I first heard, I was like, this chick is tripping. But then I thought about her story, like maybe maybe a year ago, where she really fought to have this lady released from prison alongside some other real lawyers. And she got this lady actually pardoned by President Trump to get released from prison from going to prison years ago for something wrong.
Yeah. Drug charge. It was a drug charge.
But they gave her too much time.
Consider the source. I'm just saying, like, okay, President Trump did it for her. But he partnered, but
it was other people trying to. It was other people trying to get her out.
It was because of who she was.
But it was other people trying to get this lady released.
But who else bigger than Kim Kardashian?
Yeah, nobody. But I'm saying her name and notoriety, of course,
carries weight.
That's in everything we do in life. It carries weight.
You say
like if I go to your job and be like Pamela Smith, they're gonna be like, oh, okay.
They make a little
I said, it'll make a little effort. If I go to the place, it's just your name do carry weight, and I'm sure this lady is thankful for that name, and she was so happy. But I think in the midst of doing all of that, that's where she found her passion, and she found that drive. Plus, it's in her blood. Her daddy was a lawyer too, and a part of O.J. Simpson trial years ago before he passed. So it's in her blood, and I can kind of see where she maybe be coming from. And they say
I just have a problem seeing her take the bar. Like, and her actually passing it.
I don't see her paying nobody to take it with all this coming out though now. Like paying for somebody to take it from her.
She's gonna do it, but she's the only person. It's gonna be them and her. It's not gonna be a whole group of people. It's gonna be one person, and Chris might be there. The mom. Kanye not even gonna be there because he might spew it off the TMZ.
He don't even know.
Yeah, he gonna rap about it. Yeah. Wow. So I mean. You know, I don't know about that, but
and I wonder if she'll be able to practice like a certain law. You know, like how she can't practice all law. Well,
yeah, just a certain type.
Okay, a certain type. Because then maybe a test where she's not allowed to do certain laws, like family law, civil law. What type of law is she gonna be in?
She might just stick to regs, like car crashes. The Lord said alone.
Oh my gosh.
If you get paid, I get paid.
Hold on, 1-800-KIM.
And you know, I heard this radio station joking though to myself, would that be the lawyer you want standing beside you in court if you had to go to court for something? You know, I guess it depends on the case.
Depends on who the judge is. Because if it's a guy, an older guy, you know, that he's only concerned with one thing. Yes, Kim Kardashian, and she just come through.
Yes.
These days, you can be concerned about that lady too.
Yeah, true.
It does not matter.
Yeah,
like,
true. So
I think her name is just
carries clout.
Yeah,
you know.
But the whole thing is that she is concerned about the community and prison reform, and you have us as a people that's not even that involved.
Yeah.
You know, we got some big, and I'll throw out some people. Taraji P. You know, you have Viola Davis. You have all these people. You haven't had them yet. I know they're on the rise, and I'm not faulting them, but you haven't had them yet step into
they might not
anything. Yeah, but you haven't had their name saying something attached to prison reform.
Viola Davis did it in How to Get Away with Murder. But it wasn't in real life. I had to throw that in there. Because that's my girl.
Do better.
Don't do her like that. Don't do her.
But what I'm saying, I'm just giving an example.
Yes.
You know what?
I think she needs to take her bar.
I think she's annoying.
Really?
Yeah, because when she cries, it's the same spit and the same snot that comes out of the same nostril every time on every picture.
Oh wow.
I want you to, at this point, I want you to pay attention to it now. It is the same nostril, the same snot right here. This nose leaks, and then the tear comes here first, then it's going to go there.
What's to do with that kill everybody for her on How to Get Away with Murder?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
what's his name?
What's his name?
Risha. Wes is dead. So
what's the dude name that kill everybody for Viola Davis on How to Get Away with Murder?
They just want
Frank.
to be like Frank.
Yeah, if this is How to Get Away with Murder, I'd call Frank right now on you. I can't believe you said that.
Yeah. I just want you guys pay attention to her. Not saying that she's not talented. I just need her to have some new crying skills. It's annoying.
Who?
It's so annoying. Viola.
How to Get Away with Murder? She crazy.
I don't want to put you on How to Get Away with Murder.
She is the best.
She's a good actress.
Okay, of course, you know, we got our camera woman always voicing her opinion. And then I included her because I know she's a diehard fan too.
I don't know.
Yes.
Like,
I stopped watching it.
That's good. You missing out.
But anyway, that's one of the best shows we could talk about.
I stopped watching After West Side.
I thought they were going to resurrect West.
I was thinking it wasn't real. I still kind of got that thought in my mind, like it's not real. And her family, what's her name, Laura, the family got him somewhere like tied up and bonded up, and like it's not real. No, it's just possibility in real life.
You know they always resurrect. Yeah. You know we've seen that in Lazarus.
Really?
That was a good swerve. That sounds like me. I love that. It's two of me on here. I do that all the time. Whatever, Risha. Anyway, to other news.
I wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to our hearts, and that is mental health, stress. And today our guest is not just a guest. She is definitely a big name when it comes to anything medical. Wow. I like to say, I definitely call her for everything. And she's definitely, I want to say, an expert when it comes to mental health. Our family calls her for everything. She's our doctor. She is everything for us. Nurse, our lawyer. It just depends on the situation. So my Auntie Pamela, I wanted her to talk to you guys about stress and anything that God lays on her heart to talk to us about. And she preaches too. She's a minister. She's a minister. Wow. So she's just an amazing woman, amazing energy to be around. When you around her, you feel uplifted. If you're not used to anything like that, it feels weird at first, but then it gets really nice and warm and bubbly.
Oh my God.
So it's very nice.
Guys, yes. Hello, everybody. But just talking about stress, everybody deals with stress every single day. And the thing about it, we are all affected by stress. In the workplace, at home, wherever you in the community, when there's stressful situations in our community, we're all affected by stress. And the thing about stress, it can lead to illness. It can lead to other things, like you can have a cardiac arrest based upon having stressful situations, anxiety, tension, worry, all of those things, they kind of go in hand when you're with stress. And there are many things that you can do, to level off your stress. But the main thing that you want to know is you want to, in any situation that you're in, you really want to try to maintain your calm. And you want to have something, you have to have balance to your life. And what I found out today is a lot of people don't have balance, especially in a lot of women's, but in everybody, they go like 110. They're constantly going all the day. When the time that they get up in the morning and they're going constantly all day, whether it's work, kids, job, husband, family life, whatever it is, community, whatever they have going, and then at night they just drop off to sleep. But at that time, they're always in stress. There's always something going on, especially in the workplace. There's always something going on with your kids. There's always something going on. Everybody's constantly stressed, so what you have to do is you have to find that outlet. You have to find some time for you, whether that's 1 hour to yourself, whether that's walking, whether that's exercising, because exercising is a very good outlet. When you've had a hard work day, you're like, I'm tired, I just want to go home and sit on the sofa. But listen, the best thing that you can do is to go exercise, is to go to the gym, walk your neighborhood, whatever you do, and you're de-stressing yourself. You'll feel a whole lot of better because of those types of endorphins. So guys, what do y'all think? What's your take on stress?
I definitely agree with that. And there is everybody's stressed. I don't know, no job that you can be in that you can't stress. No, and then even with me and Cent was talking one time, and she was just saying on the podcast, I think she was talking to us. We was on the podcast. She was saying she constantly go. Her quiet time is her bathroom because everybody's saying, babe, mama this, mama that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I stress about not having enough time for myself, but how does she do it? And she's a mom. So what are some best practices? Because you did say the gym, which I definitely need to go. But what are some best practices other than the gym, which that being number one, that you can give us to kind of minimize that?
Some best practices is definitely being spiritual is a best practice. Finding your quiet time, your God time, your time of meditation, your time of connecting with God, that oneness place. Listening to music, that's another good thing. Listening to good, soft, serene music, it kind of down stresses you. Just have moments of quiet time to yourself. Listening, whether it's listening to nature, listening to soft music, jazz, whatever it is, music, it is biblical. Actually, when you think about it, music, because it soothes and it calms the spirit. When the Bible talks about when David had, when Saul had an evil spirit, David would play his instrument and it would soothe him, it would calm him. So music does something to us. It relaxes us, or it's all based on the types of music that you look at. Then just not just the music, but also, like I said, walking. Just natural walking. You don't have to go to the gym, but just getting out. Breathing, getting outside, because there are some people that they're inside all the time. They don't ever go outside to like enjoy nature. Like a nature walk, watch the birds or something. Just do something that's relaxed and where your mind can de-stress. and get that mental, where you don't have that mental anxiety and tension. Because I often see people that come into the workplace and they come in and they're thinking that it's something physical, but when you get down to the nuts and bolts, it's all related to stress. Yeah. It's based on a home situation. It's based on a relationship. It's based on something happening in the workplace or wherever. So it's all centered around stress. And another great thing is in the evening time, take a relaxing bath. I don't know if anyone saw this commercial, but it's this lady, she's in the bathroom, and she has her bath towel around her. She's just laying in the bathroom relaxing, and she's eating a cookie. I think it's a Pepperidge Farms cookie commercial. Oh, yeah, and the kid knocks on the door and says, "Mom!" And she says, "No, it's your dad." You see that? And she's sitting there, she's just in her bathroom. It's like her only place of escape, really, because, and you see, like, it's toys all around her. She's in the bathroom, my gosh, in all places. But that's only her place where she can get some quiet and relaxing time. It's because, like, you can't even go to the bathroom. So stress is, I think stress is what everybody has. You see it in the workplace. That's all I ever hear. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. And then you take your stress on top of your family, what's happening in your family, in your life, and you bring all that together. You just like frantic, So you have to find some balance in your life. You have to find a time where you're de-stressing yourself, so you can keep your sanity.
And I think the most important thing we need to remember is not to just be like, I'm just stressed, but stress leads to major other problems. Yes. To a lot of other problems and to death. And that's one of the most important things, and that's one of the things I always tell you, because of your sickness and how stress will cause you to have with MS. It causes the flare-ups and stuff. We've talked about
even when having multiple sclerosis, there's no, people say don't stress, but there's no way that you cannot stress.
It's no way that you cannot stress.
Listening to these best practices definitely hurt. Because I'm a firm believer in taking a shower, music on with a candle. Yes, that is my thing. And or going to the beach. Yes. I love going to the beach and going way out in the ocean. And my mom made me like promise to her that I won't go out that way. I was just out there the other day, last weekend out there, but you could see through this water. It was actually really beautiful. Yeah. It's Anna Maria Island out by Bradenton. It was beautiful. But my thing is, there's no, whatever sickness you have going on in the world, stress is not good for it. It's not even good for people that don't have sickness.
No, it's not good for nobody.
Exactly. But there's no key components to.
And I think one of the other things is too, I was just telling my Sunday school a couple of weeks ago, is you can have a lot of quiet time that all the quiet time you want in the world, and a lot of times we get those quiet moments, but our brain is steady going. Oh, yeah. I got a bill to pay. I got to make sure I make this appointment. I got to make sure I take my pill. I got to make sure I pick up the dog. I got to make sure I pick up the cat. I got to make sure. And I say we can be in a quiet place and trying to relax, but we have to renew our minds and ask God to give us peace and joy and just like settle down. Because so many times I get in that quiet place, I can find it every blue moon, and it's like my mind won't settle because, like Pam was saying, you always got something going, you're always on the go. And so when it's like, okay, it's like a raceway, like Daytona 500. It's like something zooming through there all the time. I'm like, God, just let me be blank for a moment.
Lavender and Camille good for brain calming and stuff like that.
Calming, and a lot of times drinking tea. I was just drinking tea is a common thing. And hot tea at night before you go to bed. Just stay away from all that stimulates those caffeines. Yeah. But like a herbal tea at nighttime, at bedtime, coloring is very good therapy. Just they have adult coloring books. And just coloring, it relaxes your mind. It takes you almost back to a childhood state. But what it does, it relaxes your mind too, because you're focusing on the coloring. Your energy is not being focused on my bill, my this problem, that problem, but it's just on coloring. It's something simple, painting. Get a blank canvas, and just paint.
You might go to Dollar Tree after this.
Get a blank sketch. Sketch. You can get a pad. You can get a sketch pad and just take it. But it's not so much about the drawing. It's about the relaxation. It could be just doodling. Have you ever been waiting on the phone and while you're waiting on hold or something, you're at a desk or something, you're just sitting there, you're drawing or you're oh my gosh.
Pray for me.
That's stress. Oh my God, that's stress. You're drawing or you're doodling. You find it in that space, even you're waiting, you find it somewhat relaxing. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you can do that gets you away from your regular activities, that you're not focusing on your problems or your issues. And even like, say, I like this that you said this, at church, I preached not long ago, a while back, and said, what's on your mind? Because everything is on your mind. I got, like you said, I got bills to pay. The dog got to go to vet. I got to pick up the kids. They got to go to soccer. I got to play this. Everything is running through your mind. Even at night when you get ready to hit your bed to go to your pillow, and then before you shut down, you're thinking about all the events of the day. Did I do this? Okay, I had this encounter with this person. This happened right here. Your mind is like it's never at rest.
Right.
Even when you're trying to sleep. Have you ever went to sleep and then you woke up and you were like, I'm still tired?
Yeah.
It's because it's like your mind is constantly going. You literally have to pray, I think, and get into that spiritual place and say, God, shut my mind down.
Yeah.
Cause me to come into a oneness and a place of rest. Because that's really like the only way. You have to, I know people are, not everybody is God-centered, but you have to find some center that brings you into yourself.
Right.
Where you find that quietness and you find that oneness of yourself. Because your mind is just like, even if it wasn't going on with you, it's so many things that's going on in your family, in your neighborhood, on your job. People may come to you, on the news. You turn on the news, man, you just be like, oh my God, I don't want to go out my house. I don't want to do nothing. Because of all
I just started
things.
back watching the news.
Yeah, I did too. Because
I wasn't watching.
The news is depressing.
Yeah.
And it's just so much happening. You be like, what's going to happen next? And then you come to work and you get all kinds of crazy stuff going on. You be like, oh my God, somebody. So stress, everybody is wired hard right now. Everything is turned up. With all of these events, just what happened to the young man. People are wired up. People want to do something when they're under stress, And another thing that stress leads to is it leads to, not only that, it leads to injuries. It leads to other things. We talked about peer pressure, stress. When kids are under stress, how do they react? What's been happening? Suicides. The rise of suicides in schools because people are stressed. Young people are stressed. And what do? They don't see an alternative. They don't really maybe have anyone to talk to. So what do? They take their life. Bam. And it's over.
And it caused the rise of drugs too.
Yes.
People get on drugs, marijuana, heroin.
So is it safe to say that stress is a gateway drug? Almost like
it can cause you to try other things to try to bring a calmness to yourself.
Yeah, it opens up the door for so many other things. Just like, how when we grew up, we was talking about this morning when I was on the phone with you, how everybody said that marijuana is the gateway drug to everything, and it is. So stress could be a gateway
to other things. And we were saying earlier too how unforgiveness, those are some of the things that can lead to stress too. When you haven't let things go in your life, because so many times, like I think you said it earlier, Pam, how people go to the doctor and try to figure out, what's wrong with me, and it's not a medical thing. It's things that happen in your past. It's things that's happening in your life right now that you have not dealt with, and issues that you have not sought to deal with because you don't want to face them. But things like that, just asking somebody to, telling somebody I'm sorry, or either getting things straight with one another, that can lead to stressful stressful altercations in your life and make you go crazy. Like I literally on my job, I was saying, and I'm glad you brought up the kids, because kids are dealing with stress like on such a high level now these days. And I know back in my day, it'd be like, what you stressing about? You ain't got no bills.
Right, exactly.
It does not matter that they don't have a bill. Kids are stressing over tests. They're stressing over their clothes. Yes. They're stressing over peer pressure. They're stressing over people talking about them. Yes. They're stressing over the way they look. Yes. They're stressing over their size. Even my 8-year-old daughter, sometimes she be like, oh, I'm getting fat. And everybody that know her knows she's super skinny. And I'm like, just for that to be in her mindset, no, you don't need to be even worried about that now. But our kids are literally dealing with issues that they feel like they cannot talk to somebody. If you're an adult and it's hard for you to open up to people, think about kids. And I think we have a lot of that, especially in minority groups of people where they don't want to open up to people until it becomes a crisis. And that's when we have to always get in. No, we can talk now. When it's just happening, talk to each other. And I think we said that on several shows. Let's talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, not even if it's not even in your family, call a professional, because those things, that's the last thing I want to hear about is somebody like, you know, done killed themselves because they didn't have nobody. Like, no. And we serve somebody that's bigger than that. You know, God can handle all of these issues. I literally did a paper at my through my school, and it was talking about the opioid epidemic. And that's one of the big things too that people starting to, it's taking off and like killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. It's like the epidemic is so unreal. It's ridiculous. Like when I did this, I had to do a research on it. And it was amazing and nimble. But I had to write a thesis paper and an argumentative essay. And of course, me, I'm godless. So I was like, Jesus is the answer for all of this. I didn't say it in that way, but I said that was my thesis, that Jesus and the church is the answer. Because we got a church on like every block.
Right.
A drug dealer normally on every block. Somebody's on every block, but the church is there. And that church is there to bring hope. And that church is there to reach the community. We want the cops to come in. We want the people to take all this charge. But the church is right there, and God has given us a mission, and God has given us a charge to keep. And that was what my paper was about, basically saying how the church got to step in and reach people. Everybody is not about God. Everybody don't believe in Him. But the church can offer hope. The church can offer a place of meditation and a place of peace, a place of joy, and a place of safety. And a lot of times that's what the church is lacking. And it's on every block, but it's closed and it's not open to everybody, and people don't feel welcome. So that's why epidemics are growing and growing and growing and getting out of number. But the churches are study opening up everywhere. But drugs, stress, murder, everything is taking over, but the churches are still there in those communities, so they got to open their doors and get out. Get out in the community. Like, I could talk on and on this subject because it's that's what's happening in our world today, and that's what's going on everybody's block. I don't care if you stay in a nice neighborhood, because we got those people that will lose their job or lose a retirement plan, go home stressed, kill their whole family, and everybody like, oh my God, Bob was so nice. I can't believe he did that. Yeah, Bob was stressed for 1 week. And like now, be like Bob White, hey, we can go get on food stamps, you can get unemployment, we can move with your mama, we ain't got to die. You know, that's just where I'm at.
Bob, there's a way out of this.
Exactly, you know, like stress will overtake people.
Can't see that far, you know, and I agree with Constance. Like marijuana is definitely like a gateway drug. It leads to other things, because once you try that, and it all starts from stress. Because if you stress and you smoke this, and because what I hear, it makes me feel relaxed.
Right.
You know, I don't have no worries or whatever. So I mean, you have stress because you're smoking that, you know?
Yeah, and we was talking about it this morning, how that, I'm happy you brought that up, because we was talking about it this morning, how marijuana, after you smoke it so long, you don't get that high. So people chase that high. So let me go to something else. And, you know, that's it.
To something else.
So y'all, we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. We know we kept y'all on here a little bit longer than normal, but this topic it can go on for several shows. We appreciate our guest. She will be back. She has a lot to say, even though she don't think she do. She has so much to say,
and she's our first guest here on Dope Dope, the revamp. So this is episode 9. We really, really, really appreciate you. We love you as a family. Thanks for being there for us. Thanks for being here tonight. We really enjoyed you. We're definitely going to have your husband, Uncle Mike, on sometime soon. You guys are going to definitely laugh with him. It's going to be the total opposite of what this was.
We thank y'all. And if you don't remember anything from the show, remember, do not let stress take you out. Remember, the main key that I think you said was balance. You have to find balance. And prioritize things. I think that's the main thing that people do not do. Prioritize the most important thing in your life and make sure you get that in. The rest of the stuff, like my mama always said, bills gonna be there when you die. Prioritize and find balance. We love y'all, and we're out, y'all.
We're out.